بالحلقة الماضية
I had found the murder site. Somehow the victim's heart was the key.
بدي اخذ القلب هلا واحطه بالفريزر معناتها؟ لا انحط لحاله.
Something had shifted. I felt an overwhelming closeness to home. An FBI agent? Who are you?
What is this? Who are you?
She can hear me.
I'm Saga Anderson, FBI. Help me.
This is Alan Wake. I'm trapped here. The dark place. Under Cauldron Lake.
Mount Cauldron Lake. Who are you?
I'm trying to escape. I'm making progress, but I'm in danger. The dark presence. Help me. Please, help me. I could sense it. I was closer to home. Had the woman in the vision helped me somehow? Something had changed outside
هذا اللي صار.
Parliament Tower, where I'd lived with Alice. It was out there, waiting for me.
Look for Alice. اوكي. من وين جينا نحن؟ جينا من ورا هنيك، هلا نروح لهون. اوكي. بدنا ندور على أليس
Who was
معناتها.
writing who? Who was writing this poem? Me? No.
Stepping to the murder site, I'd felt it, hanging in the air. A meaning, the violent emotion of the act, like a cloud of wrath. The dead eyes of the victim staring at something you couldn't see, and yet making you aware of it. Something that soaked into this place on a molecular level, overlapping with your meaningless existence. Regression to something you had managed to forget, marking you, taking you for a ride, making you crazier.
اوكي. ما فهمنا شي بس اوكي. تعال نفوت لهون. وين صرنا؟ يعني كنا بالأنفاق تبع القطارات ونزلنا أكتر. على صعدنا من فوق قطار. هلا نحن هون. تمام، في شي ورانا هون اللي هو هيك. Words of Power. تعال نشوف شو هي. هيك. Words of Power of Gun. صار فينا نطلع لفوق يعني هلا. هيك الطلعة. هذا الباب اللي يجينا منه. هاي اللي يجينا منه. اوكي. تمام إذا هيك.
The station had changed. I was closer now.
من وين أنا بدي أطلع هون exit أوكي. هلا بدنا نطلع من المنطقة هون ونروح على الأوتيل. اللي هو هاد قدامنا.
Parliament Tower, our home in New York. Was I really this close to being home? Going up to our apartment? Would I be home? Or was this just an echo of the real thing? Even then, the murder site had brought me one step closer to escape.
ورينا التليفون.
The payphone at the edge of the plaza was ringing again.
تعالوا نشوف.
Hey, Alan. Thank God it picked up. I thought I lost you again.
Who are you? Why are you helping me?
Did you go deeper? To the overlap?
Are you talking about the murder site? Yeah, I did.
That's fantastic, Alan. We're closer to getting out. We're making progress.
Well, we would be if you would answer my damn questions.
Last time we spoke, you were pretty worried about Alice. Did you ever check Parliament Tower? To make sure she really got out of the dark place?
Well, of course she got out. That's why I'm here. That's the whole goddamn point.
Be very careful, Alan. The dark presence is stealing from you. It can already manifest as your double. Scratch will come.
Wait, hello?
اوكي ثانية قبل ما نفوت على الاوتيل عم فكر اعمل شغلة. تعرفوا شو؟ حارجع لكم بس عم فكر لم القصص هدول، يعني هيدي هون واللي هون واللي هون وجيبوا اغراض وهيك، فبرجع لكم بس خلصون. اوكي شباب، مثل ما كنتم شايفين لميت كل شيء اشارات استفهام، وهلا خلونا نكمل. لا بلا تضولي.
The writer. Maybe he was a victim. The cult, using his words. Or maybe he was the monster behind it all. Either way, Alice Wake, his ex, she knew things. It was there in her art for all to see. A cry for help. The darkness she'd witnessed. And that put her in danger.
Was Alice here? In the story?
ليه؟ مش حاسني قلبي عم فوت على فخ انا هلا، مع انه هو طلع من الدارك بليس، يعني بنعرف لانه شاف ساجا اندرسون وهذا المحقق. كان دمجت اسم ساجا والمحقق نيتو اندرسون، يمكن دمجتهم سوا. لا بظن ساجا اندرسون صحيحة، نسيت اسم المحقق. كيسي شغلة. لا 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 Haunting.
Alice's photo equipment, set to go off when the door opens.
Get out! Leave me alone!
Alice! Alice! Alice. This is a photo of Scratch. How did Alice get this? Is he stalking her?
مين سكراتش؟ هذا مو هو ألان؟ ليش عم نسميه سكراتش؟ أنا مفكر ألان كل الوقت؟
This is the door to my study, where I wrote my books. This symbol wasn't here before.
مين سيمبل؟ في علامة ما كانت هون.
Alice's video camera. No memory card inside.
ندور على الميموري كارد. Videos, art doc. On screen. Focal point of the dark place. شو في هون؟ Part 1.
Part 1. What was Alice working on?
تعال نشوف. يا حبيبي.
When I was younger, photography was everything to me. I moved to New York thinking I'd make it as an artist. And then I met Alan. We had a good thing. We were both dedicated by our creative ambitions. The only difference was that Alan's work made money. He brought me work when he could. I took his promo shots, created covers for his books. I'm sure he forced his publisher into it. I was taking photos, just not my photos. And that gnawed at me. Things got complicated sometimes, but that's life, right? We loved each other. Then Alan hit a block. I brought out a meaner side of him. One I didn't like. I set up a trip to see a doctor in Washington. I didn't tell him until we got there. We argued. Things went wrong. And he was just gone. Drowned, allegedly. It's easy for people to think it was my fault. Hell, I do too sometimes. About 6 years ago, I started hearing noises in the night. Typewriter keys clacking. Voices. Alan was back. Haunting me. Then it got violent. It was Alan. And yet, it was a monster. He always did have anger in him.
معلن هاد.
I set up cameras around the apartment with motion sensors and flashes. Now, when the monster comes, I turn it into art. My nightmares caught on film. And this is the focus of my new exhibition. To show people the world is so much darker than they ever knew. I'm calling this exhibit The Dark Place.
Alice. Scratch was terrorizing her. Why?
هذا اللي شفناه هلا. استنى ذيا. وين نروح؟ ما عاد في يرني هون، لا لازم تكون بقلب هذا الباب. ان شاء الله بدي فوت لهون. شو؟
I sat in the writer's room and wrote a story. Initiation. To project myself through the dark place, to look for a way out. The story had brought me here, brought me nowhere. Loop me back. I was writing the story. And in the story, I now stepped into the writer's room. But there was no one here writing.
رجعنا نلعب بساغا على الأغلب.
Okay, let's recap what you've told us so far, Alan. For the past 13 years, you've been trapped in a nightmare dimension called the Dark Place.
Yeah.
It's like New York, but it's not New York. And can be reached from the bottom of Cauldron Lake, but it's not really under the lake. And after all this time, you've managed to get out.
Yeah.
But so has your evil doppelganger. Mr. Scratch? Or is it the Dark Presence?
Both. It's interchangeable. He's Scratch when he looks like me, but he can change into this other form.
And Scratch, the Dark Presence, wants to rewrite the world in his own image.
Which would be in your image, as he looks just like you.
And turn the world into a fucking nightmare.
During Deerfest, which is scheduled to take place in a couple of days. You got out of the Dark Place by writing a novel, the pages we've been finding. But your double edited it into a horror story that's now changing reality, taking over people, making them crazy, bringing the Dark Place to Bright Falls.
Yes, fiction coming in contact with the Dark Place can change reality. The story is coming true, soaking into everything, like darkness when night falls. But last time
This will be back in 2010.
Yes, last time it didn't happen all at once. The story came true bit by bit as it unfolded. And that dark presence was still bound to the lake. I stopped it before it got the ending it wanted. Before it broke free. Based on that, there's still time.
Which brings us to your magical light switch.
The clicker. Magical doesn't quite cover it. Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen. If I can get the clicker, I can send him back to the Dark Place, make all this shit go away. Look, I know it's batshit crazy. My memory is full of holes, and I'm not sure how much I can trust. It's like a half-forgotten dream.
اوكي شو راح اعمل لكم؟
Mr. Wake, Alan, we've seen our share of batshit crazy in the past 24 hours. What I want to know is, why am I? Why are we written into the story?
صحيح.
I think I saw you. Or a vision of you in the Dark Place. I think you helped me reach out and escape somehow. With that in the story, Scratch would have edited it to get to you. To hurt you. We are all in danger.
اوكي ما فهمت شو العمل يعني؟
It's insane. And there's so much of it.
Alan Wake interview. هي الخريطة. Okay.
Have you ever heard of the cult of the tree?
Creepy bunch. In the habit of wearing deer masks, performing murder rituals, victims turning into monsters possessed by darkness, possibly inspired by a horror story written by a certain author. Ring any bells?
Cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
If the cult has the clicker, does that make them Scratch's followers? How are you so certain they even have the clicker?
They could be working for Scratch. I don't remember. It's all confused.
Alan, if I'm gonna act on this information, you need to be honest with me.
Yeah, of course.
Is he confused? Or is he hiding something?
تعال نشوف.
Wake said the cult has the clicker. How does he know?
The writer is the reader. The next chapter, the next chapter, the next chapter. Keep the pages safe, the dark shining of the words.
Wake is hiding pages. That's how he knows the cult has the clicker.
كيف استوعبت من هالحكي اللي قاله؟ ما فهمت شيء أنا.
Wake has a double. Mr.
Mr.
Scratch.
Scratch.
Where is he now?
A cloud of wrath wears my face. The dark place in your place. Scratching out my body of work.
Scratch is here. In Washington. He's hunting Wake.
نعم.
Scratch looks just like Wake. Why?
Don't wake up the dreamer if your life is a dream. I swam to the shore, but the water is rising.
Wake and Scratch are clearly connected. Maybe Scratch got out because Wake did. Or vice versa.
اوكي تعالوا نشوف هدول. كيس بورد في عنا قضية جديدة قالوا هاي ايه.
Wake just gave us a lot of information.
بس
But
a lot.
this clicker seems like a good place to start. If we find that, then we find the cult.
Where is the clicker? Okay. ثاني نشوف الكيسز الثانية. The cult of the tree. The cult could be followers of Scratch. They have the clicker after all. Okay. يمكن الجول تبعهم؟ ايه. بس ثاني نشوف كيس ثانية في كيسز كمان.
Nightingale goes missing for 13 years, shows up murdered, and
حليناها.
then turns into a monster. After I stop Nightingale, a writer who's also been missing for 13 years turns up. What's the connection? What kind of case is this?
Case closed. Okay. شو هاي؟ القصة.
The pages we've been finding are from a horror story called Return, written by Alan Wake, and the contents of this book are coming true. Why couldn't it have been a romance?
The dark place. How does story change? Okay. ودي شو كتار؟ Fiction into contact. The dark place. هاي العلاقة. The dark place. لا ما لا علاقة.
Okay.
Wake was trapped in the dark place for 13 years. Hey, dark place. There is an entity inside dark place called the Dark Presence. Scratch in the dark. Tiny scratch in the dark presence. هذول نفس الشخص. flashlight seems to weaken. هاي هون. In the form of scratch, the dark presence is editing Wake's story. مو هاي بدخلها هون. Okay. Rake, the story changes our reality bit by bit.
Keep trying.
هون.
Last time, it didn't happen all at once. The story came true bit by bit as it unfolded.
How to stop the story هلا. بدنا نعرف وين الكليكر. Okay. Some other strange reality in the dark place merged with ours. Dark place. Okay, معناتها في عنا entered the cauldron lake overlap by recreating the poem. How to enter, okay. إن شاء الله بدنا نفوت على ال dark place. I for later. ما عاد عنا شي. Okay. تعال نسأله رد على ال pages.
Okay. Mr. Wake, I know you have more pages of the manuscript on you.
You don't understand how vital these pages are. They're the only way I can know what's coming.
You're not the only one trying to solve this. This is our job.
Okay. Here. Now, this is all I have. Be careful with them.
Okay. تعال نشوف الوضع.
Inside the trailer, at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the cult of the tree. A cultist stared at her. She drew a weapon.
اوكي عرفنا وين نروح. في شي قضية جديدة. The trail of the cult. هاي هي. عرفنا وين الكليكر هلا.
The cult of the tree has the clicker Wake told me about. They're a part of all this. It's all on the page. The clicker, the cult. Okay, I'll head to Watery and find this trailer. Casey, you stay here and keep an eye on Mr. Wake.
Got it.
No, you need me there.
No dice, pal. This is an FBI investigation, and I don't see a badge on that flannel.
From now on, you can switch between Alan and Saga stories via the bucket at the generator break room. Feel free to play whenever order you choose. Okay. وين هو؟ Switch reality. Okay. خلينا نعمل سيف سريع. كويك سيف ونطلع. حنلعب بساقة هلا. صارت نروح على واتري ليك شباب، بس لفيت حوالين المنطقة وجبت الأغراض اللي ممكن نجيبها collectibles يعني. ما لقيت ولا طلقات ولا شيء. items ما لقيت شيء.
Yeah, Anderson, I didn't want to say this in front of Wake, but are you sure this is a good idea? Going on your own?
لا لا.
Assuming we believe the page, I need to check this out. We need to find the cult. Anyone we meet here could be a member. And this Scratch guy.
The evil doppelganger? Must be true, or else this guy can't write for shit.
The quality of his writing aside, if this page turns out to be true like the rest have, this could be a breakthrough.
شفت علامة الكولت؟
We might solve this thing before backup even arrives.
حناكل هوا هلا.
They're taking their time, so just be careful out there. Meanwhile, I think me and Wake will have a chat. Maybe I can shake something loose.
Okay. But remember what happened with the salt shaker?
Yeah, real funny.
أول شيء بدنا نجيبها هي خريطة عن المنطقة أكيد لأنه ما بظن
The
في
page
خريطة.
placed me in a trailer, somewhere in Watery. I should ask around.
ما في خريطة. في خريطة حواليه؟ لا. إن شاء الله ما تكون.
Hello. Do you have a second?
Ah, long time and no see, Miss Anderson. Thor and Odin are not here. They are old tricksters always sneaking off.
Sorry, no, I wanted to ask you about something else. Can you point me to any trailers around here?
Sure. Watery Lighthouse Trailer Park. Ilmo Koskela owns it. Owns many things in town.
And where is Ilmo?
I saw Ilmo and his brother at the bridge. Well, what used to be the bridge.
برج هنيك. اوكي ثانية بس دقيقة نشوف شو معنى هون. Cold psychology. نفتح الكيس الثانية. The trail of the cult. The trailer اللي.
A trailer park is a good place to look for a trailer. Keep it simple, Saga. I need to find Ilmo Koskela.
ما حفوت لهون بس عشان ما يكون في كوبي رايتس على الغنية اللي عم تشتغل. فعلى الأغلب فوت وأنا برا الكاميرا إلا إذا اضطريت بالقصة يعني فوت. ساعتها بس بندعي لله إنه ما يكون في كوبي رايت للقصة للغنية. بس أكل هم لأنه ما معي أسلحة ما معي غير 8 طلقات.
Hey, Saga! Over here!
Hey, Ilmo. How did your walk in the woods with Steven go?
Another satisfied customer. I just hope he remembers to write a good review on the webpage. Great to see you back in Watery, Saga. Everyone in town missed you. Super nice to see you again, Saga.
They act like they've known me for years. This keeps happening. You own the trailer park, right? Mind if I take a look inside?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the owner of the Watery Lighthouse Trailer Park, me, can help you with that. It's good to have our funniest resident back.
Resident? I don't understand what you mean.
If this is your way of getting out of any outstanding bills, don't worry. They've been handled. Must be hard coming back to where you and your little girl lived.
It's like they remember a different reality. Is the horror story messing with their memories? Are you familiar with the cult of the tree?
Yeah, we always thought it was an urban legend. Kids drawing creepy symbols to scare each other, but, now it's gotten pretty damn real, huh? It's terrible what happened. We're all in shock.
Well, we're looking into it. Hoping to get things back to normal soon.
We're all for that. As normal as it ever gets around here.
Okay.
So what is Coffee World?
You mean you haven't seen our commercial for it? Coffee World is a smooth blend of rides, food, and fun. We even had a real moose. Until recently. Plus, right next to Coffee World is the workshop of our own Kalevala Knights motorcycle club. We're busy building the floats for Deerfest. Don't go peeking, though. You know, we're saving the big reveal for Deerfest.
اوكي. ما بيهمني الكوميرشال تبعكم هلا. بيهمني غير اشياء، بيهمني هي نعرف شو عم يخبوا. شو عم يخبوا. Urban
Elmo
legend.
thinks the cult is just an urban legend. Or does he?
There are things that go bump in the night. It's all true. It's all true. Sound the alarm, brother. Gather the troops, brother. Yako, the shadow of the forest is creeping closer.
They don't think it's an urban legend at all. They understand it's dangerous. Ilmo made it sound like I lived here. Does he really believe that?
Light, laughter, and love will guide you home. Saga and her daughter. Oh boy. Happy faces raise property value. Family comes first, Ilma. We take care of her trailer while she's gone. She's one of us, Yako. Her spare key is safe and sound.
The Koskela brothers have happy memories of me living here. This must be the story affecting them. I'll play along for now. I need the key to that trailer.
اوكي. شو في كيسز كمان؟ في fact and fiction.
Wake says the story will change reality around us. If that's true, then I need to know what's real and what's fiction.
The story. Hey for later ما فينا هلا. هاد في شيء. Fact versus fiction. Logan's. اوكي معناتها.
All joking aside, yes, I would like to see my trailer. Do you have a spare set of keys?
Good for you. Yeah, I have a spare set. They're just over at Coffee World. I'd get them for you, but Yaku and I have to head to Bright Falls. The spare keys are in the gift shop safe. I'll call ahead and have someone get them out for you. Oh, the road's flooded, but if you just follow this trail behind me, it'll lead you there. Call the gift shop so they can give Saga a hand.
اوكي. معناتها بدنا نضطر نفوت لهنيك على الاغلب. اوكي شباب، اكتشفت انه ماني مضطر اروح لهنيك لانه جبت ماب من المنطقة اللي كان فيها اغاني. جبت ماب وعرفنا انه الكوفي وورد ليكا هون، يعني بدنا نفوت هاد التريل ونكمل. وهنيك ما لقيت شيء غير طلقات والماب. وسيف سبوت صحي. ارني لحتى تسيف.
There's Coffee World. Need to get across the river.
اوكي. ليش حاسس قلبي ما انا مريحة الكوفي وورلد حتكون؟ اوه اخيرا. مشان الله عطوني طلقات. هيك منيح. عشان نخرطش ونكمل.
What was that?
يا حبيبي بلشنا؟
Fuck!
يا حبيبي
FBI, show yourself!
اني show yourself. شو بدك تعملي ضده هاد؟ عشان نشوف شو في هون. ما في شي. ما بدي اشوف شو في هون، عرفت شلون؟ يا حبيبي بليز لا تنقزوني، بليز لا تنقزوني، بليز لا تنقزوني. شو ها؟ كم طلقة بده؟ كم طلقة؟ بدي اشوف هربها نص الرجولة. وينه وينه وينه؟
More people turning into Taken. Is this the cult? Or the story? Or both?
اوكي وين صرنا نحن هلا؟ بدنا نكمل. تتصرف كتير عادي هي، ولا كأننا عم نشوف شغلات ما بعرف من شو جايين. شان الله. مانسكريبت. تعالوا نقراه. اسف شباب انه كثير بطيء عم بلعب اللعبة بس مشان نفهم القصة يعني.
Watery afloat all these years? A century if not more. The locals knew the answer. Grit. Or as they put it in the language of their Finnish forefathers, sisu. These days, sisu was needed more than ever. The town was fading. It never quite recovered from the lumber mill shutting its doors. Now the fishing was drying up as well. Most people had left to find jobs in other towns. Only the most tenacious stubbornly remained. Dug in, parasites in the body of a terminal patient. Sisu. Some people tried to resuscitate the town. The Koskela brothers double-handedly warded off the impending darkness with their ventures. Coffee World brought tourists, money, and jobs. Coffee-themed fun for all ages. The Kalevala Knights Motorcycle Club built parade floats. The bikers repaired vehicles and volunteered locally. But it wouldn't be enough. Watery needed a miracle. The end of the road was in sight. It was coming fast.
اوكي. اذا ما بدكم تسمعوا القصص تبع المانيوسكريبتس قدموا بالفيديو لبين ما يخلصوا يعني تقريبا بيطلعوا شي يمكن دقيقة. كل مانيوسكريبت عم نقرا بيطلع دقيقة تقريبا. بدنا نشوف شو الوضع هون. في هون شي لانش بوكس. بدي لانش بوكس لانه كان كتير ظريف. راديو تاور. حروح على الراديو تاور بس قبل ما اروح على الراديو تاور بدي اعمل شغله واحده اللي هي فوت على هذا البيت لانه شكله بقدر يعمل سيف بقلبه. فاذا بقدر يعمل سيف بقلبه بلا على الاغلب بلا. لا بس شفتوا شلون؟ قلتلكم بقدر اعمل سيف بقلبه فاريح لي ب100 مرة. مانuscript جديد.
Saga was beginning to see why Casey disliked the woods so much. They felt oppressive here. Too many places to hide. The distorted carnival music drifting from the amusement park ahead did not help. What the Koskelas had said about her living in Watery with Logan unsettled her. For the horror story to involve her was one thing, but involving her daughter was crossing a line. Something darted across the path ahead, too fast to see. Saga drew her weapon. Her eyes searched the woods. A noise overhead. Saga swiveled to look. A local, a man on the ridge above her. No, not a man. A monster with a hatchet in each hand. It shouted down at her. Hunting season was a bust!
اوكي هيك حيصير معنا هلا بعد شوي ياي. بس نعمل كويك سيف وهلا نقدر نروح نشوف شو الوضع هون.
The cult is leaving supplies around for themselves.
Hey, if you take the crossbow out, put it in the back in the stash when you're done. شلون بدنا نعرف الكود؟ two. اوه استنوا دقيقة. اوكي هون كم واحدة جاية؟ هي 2 هي 5 2 7. بظن هي هتكون 5 2 7. إذا طلعت 5 2 7 أنا حكون كتير مبدع. 5 2 7. والله إني فظيع. If you aren't wearing the mask, this does not belong to you. Okay. بس ما بعرف شو حنستفاد منه الصراحة. ثانية بس نرجع نفوت ونحط هذا الكويك سلوت لهون ونعمل سيف سريع وهلا نكمل طريقنا. هات هاي هلا صار وقت انه نطلع ونشوف الوضع فوق. من فوق كان بدنا نطلع. ثانية دقيقة اسف شباب نبلى لفوق هون. هلا بنروح على اليمين. اوكي وين نروح بالضبط؟ اوكي هيك وبعدين ننزل لهون. اوه شو في هون؟ في اغراض اخيرا. طلقات فرد؟ لا والله شotgun نعمة. تمام تمام. هاتي 5 fragments. ان شاء الله ما يطلع لي حدا هلا قاتله لانه عاطيني كثير اسلحه هن ما بعرف ليه. كثير طلقات صار معنا. شو في هون؟ اوكي تعال نفوت لهون نسيف الا ما يكون هاي منطقة تسييف. هاي بلا كويك سيف عم فكر نضب شوية اسلحة اذا اضطرينا عليه نرجع لهون. هاتوا ان شاء الله هاتوا. مش عم يعطوني كل هالطلقات؟ حنقرا المانuscript ونعمل كويك سيف تاني ونكمل القصة.
Scratch stalked through the forest, a terrifying dark presence in the night, more sensed than seen. Darkness boiled in his skull, like a storm cloud crammed into a bottle. The woods were alive with those he had taken. They were coming with him, directed by him, his army of darkness. His singular purpose was a sharp, pulsing black hole in his head, waves roaring out of it to whip his flock into a frenzy, filling them with his purpose. The clicker. He wanted it, to make his horrific ending to the story come true. The art was there. The clicker would push it across the final threshold, a detonator to send out a tidal wave that would spread to overtake reality. He was so close to claiming it. The Taken gibbered and shouted, straining against their invisible leashes, filled with bloodlust. Scratch let them go. They launched themselves into the night with violent glee. He ripped a signpost from the ground, swung it in his hands as if it was made of air. Ahead, the music started. It called him. It called him on. Let the final deer fest commence.
بدنا نقتل سكراتش هلا؟ ليش بدنا نقتل سكراتش هلا يا شباب؟ طولوا بالكم. لهيك عم تعطوني كل هالطلقات؟
Hello? Anyone here? No.
سكراتش.
Did they get out?
لا سكراتش موجود.
Did
لا
the Taken get
تقتليهم.
them? Or were they turned into Taken? I'll need to get the key to the trailer park myself. Ilmo said the key is kept in the gift shop safe.
شكلنا
Locked. Needs something to jimmy it open with.
يا حبيبي ثاني
A
ليلة.
list of maintenance work. A screwdriver. Huh.
اوكي واخيرا صار في عنا نجيب السكرو درايفر بنستخدمه كمان بهديك درني.
Using screwdrivers to break into gift shops isn't exactly standard procedure.